Hi! First of all, thank you so much for choosing Ask Maeve as your study tool of choice. My name is Julia, and today I'll be showing you how to use this study tool to help prepare for your exams more efficiently and to overall just study better. So going on to the homepage, you can immediately see everything, including your exams and the courses. So for example, for my mathematics class, I have an exam in one day, which means that I don't have to check any external calendar or notes because everything is already organized for me here. So let's get started. First of all, I will upload some course material for my biotechnology class, and I can also choose an output language. It can even be a different language from the original file, but I'm going to keep it in English. You can also choose to put it into an existing course, or you can create a new course. So for this one, I'm going to call it Biotechnology 102 and choose my exam date as the 8th of May. And then I can click Start Processing, and then it'll take 30 seconds to give you your output. So when that's all done and generated, what you can get is here. You can get a glossary, which combines all of the key terms that is extracted from the PDF or the presentation. And you can also get a structured summary, which is organized in the same order as the lecture that you uploaded. What's great about this is that you can also edit this. So, for example, you can highlight this, and you could delete this. It's very efficient, especially if you were to generate these before your lecture and bring it along with you to the actual class. So you can edit and delete stuff in real time as your lecturer is speaking. After you're done with these notes, you can save them and then also save them as a PDF, which is great for you to print out and log along. Very good for quick revision, maybe right before an exam. So this is how it would look like. See, it also includes the changes that you made. So it has the summary, and it also has the glossary. We don't only have this, we also have an interactive mind map which can show you how your course is structured and to see how topics are connected to each other. So what else can help you learn here? First of all, we have flashcards that you can generate. So here are our flashcards. We have 3 learning modes or study modes that you can use with these flashcards. The first one is just the standard flashcards, flip and see the answer, flip and see the answer. However, if you want to one-up yourself, you can also do learn, which is basically active recall. So for example, you can flip and see if you knew it or you didn't know it. So if you knew it, it would go into learning since this is the first round, and if you didn't know it, it would stay in unfamiliar. You would do all these flashcards until the round is ended, and then you can do the round again, and if you see a flashcard that you already mastered beforehand or learned, it would go into mastered. And then in the next round, the flashcards that were chosen as mastered in the previous round are completely gone. So the goal here is to keep doing these flashcards until everything is no longer unfamiliar and everything is mastered. Then you also have tests, which is best for quick revision. It is similar to the one before, but it's more competitive with yourself. You can also go full screen to properly focus on these flashcards. Then you can also generate some exercises. What's good about this is that you can also upload an example exam, which the tool will use as reference to give you the most realistic questions as possible. You can also change your preferences. So for example, I want 5 questions. I will keep it in English, I'll keep it as multiple choice, and I'll make normal difficulty. And when you're answering these, you can get real-time feedback. So it will tell you why you're correct or why you're incorrect. And after this, you can see how well you did. You can also generate new questions, but this time you can also choose to practice weak topics. So for example, you can see here that I have these 2 topics that I'm not doing well on. So I would click these and generate new exercises based on those topics alone. The other things you can do with this lecture or this course is to create a summary at the end of the school year or at the end of the course. So for this one, you would choose, of course, more than one lecture. But you can also do exam prep, which helps because you can also upload an example exam again and also choose different lectures. So let's do one based on this lecture. And then you can also change the preferences here to be as close as possible to your actual exam. So for example, maybe my exam is only going to be 30 minutes. It is mostly closed questions or mostly open questions, but I'm just going to keep it in the middle. And then the language is going to be in English. Then I'll generate it. And unlike the exercises we had before, of course, you're not going to get real-time feedback. The goal here is to have a realistic exam setting. So you'd see you have closed questions, but also open questions that you can write down to. And at the end, when you finish your exam, you will receive feedback for everything, for both closed and written questions. And if you're confused about anything else, you can also go to Maeve GPT. So for example, I'd like to ask, what is the integral of ln x? Then it will give you a final answer and the process of how it came to that answer. You can also ask to explain the steps. You can do it by chat, or you can also just hover and click explain. Great! There's other things here in Maeve that can help you study more efficiently and be more locked in. Our first thing is a Pomodoro timer, which you may be familiar with, but if you're not familiar with it, essentially you have a timer of 25 minutes to study, and once those 25 minutes are up, you instantly have a break of 5 minutes. However, you can also adjust this timing, but make sure they're spaced out well. We also have a streak, so that you can see how long you've been studying and how long you've been grinding to motivate yourself more for this exam period. Our goal at Maeve is simple: to combine practice, understanding, and focus into one platform so that you spend less time organizing and more time actually learning. We're building Ask Maeve here in Europe as well as the US because we have a strong focus on privacy. We are on a mission to help 10 million students by 2027. So if you'd like to join us, you can check the link in our bio for a discount code. And thank you so much again for choosing Ask Maeve. We'll see you there.